Okay, so when setting up the hotkeys, there's one in particular that I think is very important, and that has to do with switching between workspaces. So let's say that I open or create a new workspace, and I'll just open a chart to make it real easy to see me switching between the two, and I'll load this one. Let me load one specific to the 6E233, okay. There we go. All right, so I have two workspaces open. I'll save this one as test 1 and the other one as test 2. So in order to flip between these workspaces, I have to physically go back, find the control center, go to File, Workspaces, and then select from this little menu here. So this little menu will show you how many active workspaces you have. I'm sorry, how many workspaces you have open. The checkbox will be in front of the active workspace. Okay, if I don't want to have to do that, come back and find the control center, click on File, Workspaces, and then select the next workspace. What I can do is use the hotkey functions. So you have a lot of different hotkey functions in Ninja, and you can go in and edit them and set each key to do a specific task. If you want to do that, go to Tools, Hotkey Manager, and if we want to control next workspace, then we go to Global. Next workspace by default is going to be set to Shift F3, and that is a pretty awkward kind of maneuver to do. I think it's quite ridiculous. If you're shifting between tabs in your Internet Explorer or Chrome or something like that, it's typically Control Tab, and that's a really easy maneuver to do. You hold down Control with your left thumb, and then you tap the Tab key, which is just below 1 and above caps lock, and that'll shift from one workspace to the next. So Control, and then the associated key will be Tab, and that's right above caps and below the escape and 1, and that little tilde or whatever it's called. Okay, so Control, Tab, and then OK, and typically you'll have a little pop-up that'll say something about hotkeys, blah, blah, blah. You can check that box and just click OK, and you'll never have to see that pop up again. I think it's basically asking, telling you that it's going to make a change to your hotkeys, and it might potentially affect other hotkeys or something. But typically, it will ask you to reassign if you already have that hotkey set up for some other function in NinjaTrader. It'll tell you, that's already being used for open the editor or something like that, and then you can choose to overwrite that or not. But setting it to Control Tab is really going to make it very easy to switch between workspaces. So now I'm holding down Control with my left thumb and then tapping the Tab key, and I'm switching back and forth through workspaces. So I could have a lot of different workspaces open and then be able to flip between them very quickly. Yeah, so that's Tools, Hotkey Manager, and then you want to select Global here, and we're going to go into the editor, the order entry, and the chart, and set some of these different hotkeys. This is just a, when we're talking about doing market geometry and the type of analysis and trading that we're doing, the more time that you can save and some of these little things that you have to do every day and every morning, then the more analysis you're going to be able to perform, and then hopefully the more markets you'll be able to watch. And from there, hopefully, be able to take better setups, right? So it's all about saving time, which is one of the main reasons why I created the indicators that I've created. It's all about saving time and getting as good analysis as possible. So if you will set this next workspace to control tab, then it just makes it a lot easier to shift between workspaces. Ninja 8 is really not going to have this issue because we'll have tabs here at the bottom of the charts, and we could have, 10 charts on this one kind of setup, and then we can just tab between them here at the bottom, which is really nice in Ninja 8. But that's one cool little hack that I think is super, super nice. And then you could have a hotkey for your instrument manager if you want. You could set that to like Alt Z or something. I'm in the editor a lot because I'm always doing testing and things like that. This is an Alt Q, that's what I set it to. Alt and Q to open up the edit indicators window, and that is right here. Edit indicator. So if I close that and then hold down Alt and then tap the Q key, it's going to open that. Now when it comes to order entry with hotkeys, you have to be very careful with this. So if you go to Tools, Options, use order entry hotkeys. That's going to be unchecked by default. So you'll want to check that, and then you can do your order entry hotkeys. So go back to the hotkey manager and go to order entry right here. All right, so this is what I have set up to buy the bid, which is essentially like putting in a limit order right at the current price. If I were to buy ask, that would be like putting in a market order, but not allowing slippage. So, well, see, that can change on a dime too. That ask price might shift up 2 ticks by the time you hit that hotkey, because there is, there can be several hundredths of a second delay in what you're seeing on the chart and what's happening on the exchange, and how long it takes you to hit that hotkey, and how long that, in turn takes to actually send in the order in Ninja and then route to the exchange. So buying ask doesn't always necessarily preclude the possibility of having slippage, but it will help in certain circumstances. I think most of the time it will, make it to where you're not going to see more than about 1 tick of slippage. But if you buy bid, well, then it will have to come back to fill you. Because remember, your ask is above here. We're talking about buying, right? So your asking price is above, your bid is below. Let's say we're going to bid $1, and the next person's going to sell at $2. So we're bidding at $1. We've got a limit buy order sitting there at $1, and the person above us has a limit sell order sitting there at $2. So the ask is $2 and the bid is $1, right? So if we want to hit the bid and then we're going to sell the bid, that would be here. That would be like a market order. Okay, but if we sell the bid and the bid is this price, but let's say everybody sells the bid at the same time and there's this big gap down, this big slippage move down. Well, if we sold the bid and the bid was right here at $1, and then it, gapped down several ticks through slippage, well, that would eliminate the full market order incurring that slippage. So it would just go in as a limit order sitting there at the bid. Rather than buying the ask and selling the bid, I just buy the bid and sell the ask. And that's like putting in a limit order so that if I'm selling, it has to come back up a tick to fill. Or if I'm buying, it has to come back down to fill. I know we're talking a couple of ticks here and there, but it adds up, believe me. And then of course you have your sell market, your buy market, which may or may not incur positive or negative slippage, mostly negative, but you tend to get positive slippage on market if touched orders, for targets. But I'm not going to get into all these different types of orders and stuff. This is the most important one right here. Close position. And I set that to Alt C. So Alt B for buy, Alt S for sell, and then Alt C for close. And you could set one up for reverse. I mean, you have a lot of different possibilities here. And you can even, move your orders around a little bit. And then the editor, you don't really need to know that. F5 is compile. It's also refresh the chart. So if I hit F5 on the chart, it'll reload all those indicators on the chart. Market analyzer, what do you need that for? Hotkeys for that. Maybe for opening the column editor. The grid, well, email image, export to Excel. If you use that a lot, maybe you want a hotkey for that. Global, next workspace seems to be about the most important. Save workspace, yeah, maybe. I think that's about it. New chart, maybe. Cancel all orders or flatten everything. That might be a good one to have. Really, that's about it. I mean, you can come back and go through these if you want. You have all of your drawing objects, your snap modes. The snap mode is when I'm drawing something, do I want it to snap to the chart bars, the bars on the chart, or not? If you set it to bar, it will snap, horizontally to the bar, not any kind of pixel in between the bar, but exactly on the bar, center of the bar. Bar and price, it will snap to the exact high or low or open or close of the bar. If it's disabled, it will allow you to draw anywhere, pixel by pixel. And then price will snap to the price, obviously. Stay in drawing mode will, if you're drawing a trend line or what they call a ray, if you draw a ray, then it will already be ready to draw another ray if you stay in draw mode. And then you have all of your drawing objects all the way down here. That's pretty much it for hotkeys, guys.